do it. Where's my notes? That would be a good start on a Monday morning. Right, so coming to wherever you want to be on your mat, actually, it doesn't really matter, but coming to standing. So coming into the bottom of a squat, so however you want to get there, right? So you can go wide, but you want to be right at the bottom. So heels can come up, and we're just doing a little bit of an exploration. Just seeing how it feels, basically. You know, where are we at this morning on a Monday morning, especially if you've been running at the weekend. So there's a little bit of mobility. You'll see I'm pushing out with my elbows into my knees, just kind of prying open a little bit more. And for me to get my heels down, I have to go kind of quite wide and quite turned out, which, you know, is less than ideal for a proper squat if I was using weight. But down at the bottom of here, it's not so bad. So just mobilizing a little bit, swapping from side to side. I'm taking my arms away now and then using sort of the power of my own muscles to kind of push one knee out to the side and then switching and just pushing one knee out to the side, rolling on the foot. We did this the other day with the lunges. So you're just opening the hips a little bit. And again, just seeing how it feels down at the bottom of here. But there's no right or wrong. You know, I'm bringing the hands down now and just kind of switching and shifting some more and pushing back out into my thighs. And then if you want to, you could kind of keep your heel down, bring your knee past your toes, and it kind of stretches into your Achilles. So I'm kind of coming over and really stretching into the Achilles on one side, and I'm going to go to the other side and press it down. Music coming through my headphones. Is that you, Mirabella?
Yes, thanks. Sorry. I'm in the gym as well.
Good. And then coming down onto your mat. Just going to mute you, Mirabella. Cool. Okay. So coming down onto the mat, where were we? 90-90. Yeah, 90-90. I was playing with these this weekend. So if you can get the 90 degrees, great. If you need to reduce the angle a little bit so you can sit up better, that's fine too. And again, just come to whichever side, doesn't matter, and just see how it feels on that side, and then switch and see how it feels on the other side, and just notice what you've got side to side. And then we're going to come to our windscreen wipers. So you're going to come in front and start switching side to side. If you need your hands, feel free. Otherwise, you know, we've been working towards keeping our body fairly upright. Trying to find that 90-90. Find yourself moving forward on your mat and scoot back if you need to. So just side to side. And then come over whichever side, but the side where the thigh has gone in, just notice if your pelvis has gone with it. So if you've twisted your pelvis, you've not really internally rotated your thigh. So keep the thigh or the knee on the floor, and then see if you can sit your bottom back down to the floor. So all I'm doing is this all stays still, leg stays still. If I brought my pelvis with me, I'm not really getting into the hip. So I'm trying to sit my pelvis on my butt cheek back down to the floor, and it might get there, it might not. And then switch sides and notice again, you know, the tendency will be, because it's easier for your body, to bring your pelvis with you. Just see if you can keep your knee still and sit your hip back down or sit your butt back down. Very tight on this side. I can't get my butt anywhere near the floor. And then switching sides again, if you need to work your way back on your mat. And again, as close to 90-90 as you can get. And then we're going to practice picking that back leg up off the floor. So again, if you need to lean away from it to get the back leg up, that's fine. But if you can stay relatively upright and lift it up so you're under your own power again, and then you're going to work it forward and back. And it's the back that we're after. And as it goes back, you want to activate the glute on that side. So the leg's going back, you're squeezing the glute, and it's coming forward. kind of like a running action, I suppose. You get the idea. So you squeeze in the glute as the leg goes back. And if you need to lean out of it, the further you lean, the easier it is. But if you can stay upright, great, or uprightish. Then switching sides again. So come to this side's all, this is at my sort of slightly less awesome side. So you're going to see me lean a lot more to be able to get the leg up in the first place and then push it forwards and back. And again, I'm looking for that squeeze on the back glute. As I work that back leg. Don't fall over. It's a good start this morning. And then bring it back round. Up. Oh yeah, I know what I was doing. Then come back to your windscreen wipers, so you're here. But this time, as you switch, open both legs. So you're really getting as wide as you can, almost into a straddle, but wide with bent legs, and then over to the other side. And again, see if you can sink your hip down or sink your butt down. So as you come over, so you leave this leg where it is, lift the one that's internally rotated and take it as wide, really keep that one as far away as you can, and then switch over. So you get the idea. We're trying to open before we switch. Open, 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 and switch. I should call this Mobility Monday, shouldn't I? I'm really getting into the hips this morning. One last time and release. And then you're going to come over onto your tummies. Go a little bit wider than hip distance with the legs, just to give your pelvis some room to move. Now it's your choice where the hands go. So all we're doing is coming up into a cobra stretch, stretching the front of the tummy. So I'm quite happy if you want to do it on your elbows. If it's not comfortable on your back, that's fine. If you want to do it on your hands, but you want to go further away. So the further away your hands are, the lower your chest is going to come. And you're just working through that. So wherever you can play with it, choose your hand option. So the closer your hands are to your body, the higher you're going to come. But the focus here, or today the focus, is going to be on squeezing the glutes. So as you come up, really squeeze the glutes. So you're activating legs. And it's almost like I'm squeezing or clenching my glutes. Yes, we'll go with clenching. That's a good word this morning. And tightening my quads at the front as well. So I'm very active through the legs, pointing my feet so I can feel my calves working. So my legs are super active. Yeah, so it's not just a floppy yoga style cobra. So stretch and reach legs, tense the quads, tense the glutes as you come up and release down. And one more time, make sure the legs are working. You can pull the floor towards you with your hands, and that will give you a stretch down your tummy, front, and then release back down, okay? So we're going to combine the 90-90 with a cobra and a lift. So I think it's probably easier for me to show you how to start in 90-90. So come back to 90-90, and you'll finish up all over the place with this. Essentially, the leg that is internally rotated is the one that's going to come over. So all you're going to do, we did it already, you're going to lift the back leg up, you're going to bring it over so that you come down onto your front. And just remember, if that was your right leg or your left leg, then come up into your cobra, very active through the legs. Lower down out of your cobra, pick up the same leg and push yourself back up to 90-90. Not rocket science, yeah? But then you're going to close the gap. So the leg that's externally rotated, you're going to bring that heel closer so that you can come up to, what would you call this? Like a kneeling, yeah? And it's for glutes. So you squeeze the glutes as you come up, you sit back down, you bring the right, we're going to stick with the same leg comes over, and you come back out to your cobra, lift into your cobra, very active through the legs, pull the floor towards you, find the stretch, release down, same leg, back up to 90-90, up into your, whatever you're going to call this, I don't know what it's called. Yeah, back down, same thing, leg comes back out to 90-90, You swing it across, come up into your cobra, release back down, pick up the leg, 90-90-ish, and then up and release down. And then we're going to switch sides. So swap the legs over. Same thing, pick up the back leg, swing it round and come down into your cobra, active legs, lift, release, back through 90-90, up into your kneeling position. So it's just a flow. It's a flow that means you've kind of got something more to think about than just doing a singular exercise. You're moving about a lot more, brain has to get involved. You kind of think where your legs and arms and everything are going. So just flowing through it, nice and steady away. Tension where you need it here, and then release the tension to allow you to freely move to come back up. Let's just do one more. Down onto your front, lift into your cobra, release it down, back up and through into your kneeling position. Nicely done. And sit your bottom down. So coming over into, let's play with our planks and lunges and stretches and stuff. So that free plank to start with, feet are flat to the floor, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Going to straighten one leg, straighten the other. So you're coming up into a lovely plank. Let's go with lovely this morning. And just pause there. Then you're going to bring the right foot outside the right hand. So give it a fling, get it up there. At any point, feel free to put your back knee down. That's absolutely fine. The same thing, we're kind of prying open the hip. Excuse me, sniffling. Prying open the hip. So rolling onto the outside edge of the foot and taking the knee out to the side. Steady away. And then planting the hand, if you've had it lifted, take the foot back to plank and go straight to the other side, left foot comes forward. And same thing, prying the hip out to the side. If you need to put your back knee down, feel free. It gives you a little bit of a break just from holding that position the whole time, or keep it up. And then step back to plank, step forward with the right foot, and we come into our twist. So we're going to, same thing as last week, going to reach the arm forward first. It's going to come up, upper arm close to the ear, and as the arm comes close to the ear, you're going to twist your body open. Yeah, so I'm trying to get nipples to the sky. The arm sweeps around, comes past the hip, and then we're trying to drop that elbow down to the floor next to the foot. Lift back up, we go again. Arm comes forward. As the arm passes the ear, twist and open the body. Arm comes all the way around, past the hip, and then we're dropping the elbow to the mat. One last time. Up, open, and around. Elbow down to the mat. Plant the hand, step back to plank. Straight into the left side, step it forward again. If you need to put your knee down, feel free, always an option. Otherwise, arm comes forward, it passes the ear and you twist to open, looking up at the sky, take the hand back and around, it comes past the hip, and then we drop the elbow to the mat, if we can, harder on this side. Same again, sweep the arm up and over, twist around, it comes past the hip, and then elbow to mat. One last time, up, open and around. And elbow to the mat. Plant the hand and step back into plank. And then just come down, back onto the knees, just come off your wrists for a moment, give them a wiggle. You can give them a roll. Clasp the hands together and just roll the wrists around each other. Do for time, doing all right for time this morning. Okay, so planks, push-ups, etc. Let's go through the sort of flow that we did last week. I think it was Friday, it doesn't really matter. But hands under shoulders, knees under hips again, fast free plank, pivot over the toes, straighten one leg, pivot over the toes and straighten the other leg. And then once you're there, with as much control as you can, lower the chest to the floor. Knees are an option, elbows stay close. Push back into your child's pose, let the knees flare out slightly. And then if you can here, lift the knees just off the floor and then spring back forward to your plank. Lower the chest, back to child's pose, let the knees flare out slightly, lift the knees just off the floor and come back to plank. Lower the chest, child's pose, hover the knees, back through plank, lower the chest. Couple more. Hover, spring forward, lower. Last one, hover the knees, spring forward and lower the chest to the floor and then come back up onto all fours. Oh, dear me. Sniffling. I'm sorry you're getting that in your headphones or on your audio. Right. So under switch. So coming to our knee hover, left leg under switch. So left leg's going to lift. It's going to come underneath, and you're going to come all the way over to a crab position. Just organize your arms and your legs. So your big capital M. Push the floor away and lift the hips up. Yep. So from there, just coming up into a 4-point bridge. So just trying to lift the hips as high as you can, which opens out the shoulders, and then a gentle rock forward and back. So I'm using my feet to pull the floor under me to open the shoulders and then pushing back. One last time, lower the hips all the way down, right in the middle. Pick up your left foot, right hand, and come back over into your 4-point hover, and then lower the knees. And we do the same on the other side. Hover the knees, right leg goes under, left arm comes over to crab, then lift the hips up, gentle rock forward and back. Chest lifting, hips lifting. Also work through the glutes and the hamstrings. Lower the hips, pick up the left hand, right foot, and pivot back through to your 4-point hover, and then release. And again, just come off your wrist for a moment. Okay, so we're going to come into that beast stretch position. So narrow your stance a little bit, so your knees are more in line with your belly button. Hands are still shoulder distance, legs are still hip distance. Hover the knees. You're going to sit your butt back towards your heels and make sure your knees have not lifted too much. You're going to walk the hands away. So we're back to that stretched out position. Not an easy position to hold, but then you're going to come forward, keeping your chin and your tailbone tucked. So your legs will not straighten now. You want to look and make sure your knees are still hovering just above the floor. Chin's tucked, tail's tucked. And if you've got this position right, you should feel like, we can hear my voice quivering. You know, I'm really tensing up through the center, so I can feel my abs working basically here in this position. You want to see if you can come forward, legs still won't straighten, but you want your shoulders past your wrists if you can. And then we're going to go straight back, butt to heels, reload the spring, chin tuck, tail tuck. Hover the knees, shoulders past wrists. So we're in flexion, really tensing up through the abs at the front, squeezing the glutes, and then sitting back to your heels. And then you can lower the knees and come off your wrists for a moment. Give them a roll if you need to. It can be quite a tricky position to reach, especially because we're so used to coming out into a plank. You know, the desire, if you like, is to straighten the legs and come out into a full plank. That action is very much, it's almost like a crunch, little mini crunch. So you feel it more in your abs when you get the hang of the position. Okay, and then coming straight back to it. I'm just going to do 2 more, one after the other, just sort of practicing this position. So same thing, hollow the knees, sit your butt to your heels. Knees can fly out slightly wider as you walk the hands away. Then tuck the chin to the chest, keep the tailbone tucking under. Knees are just hovering, you can check them out because you should be looking at them. And shoulders press wrists, if you can come even further forward. Tuck the tail even more, tuck the chin. Feel the work in the abdominals. And then go straight back, butt to heels. One last time. Chin tucks, tail tucks, come forward. Breathe while you're doing this, if you haven't already. And then take it straight back, lower the knees, and release out of that position. And you come straight down into your child's pose if you wish. Have a wiggle from side to side, or whatever feels nice. And then release. And we're going to come up to some lunges. Just normal ones today. We'll probably add the chair in tomorrow. So we're going to go, I think, yeah, let's we've not done lunge reaches for a while. Let's do lunge reaches. So let's go, what we got? Left arm up. Oh dear, I got this right. Yeah, left arm up. Step back with the left foot. So we're here. Right foot should be forward. That's what the word I was looking for was right. Right foot forward. So as you lunge down, you're going to reach as far as you can in front of you. Then come back to vertical and then push back up. So we've got our long lunge position. You lunge forward or down, lunge down, reach forward and come back up and all the way back up. Now, you've probably noticed I'm keeping the back leg straight because we're going to come into our single leg deadlift on this next one. So bend the front leg, reach forward, and then as you come back up, you're reaching forward again, but the arm's off the floor and you're going to pick up your back leg. So I'm in that sort of single leg deadlift position, but with a bent front knee. I've not straightened it out. Lower the back leg, bring your body back to vertical, straighten the front leg. I need to do a better job of teaching that, don't I, really? So from here, bend the front knee, reach to the floor first. You feel your chest come over your thigh, then pick up the hand to the ear or the arm to the ear, and then pick up your back leg. And you might need to straighten the knee a little bit, but you want to keep it as bent as you can so you get more work in that leg. Lower the back leg, come back to vertical, straighten the front leg. Straight on the other side. So switch your sides, left foot forward, right leg back, right arm up this time. So same thing, and bend the front leg, reach to the floor, so the chest comes over the thigh, keep it there. Bring the upper arm back towards the ear, so it's reaching forward. Shift your weight forward so you can lift up your back leg, but keeping the front leg nice and bent. Lower the back leg, shift the body back to vertical, straighten the front leg. Same thing, bend, reach to the floor, reach forward, shift your weight so you can lift your back leg into your, well, it's technically a hover, isn't it? A bent leg hover. You hold, lower the back leg, come to vertical, straighten the front leg. One more time, bend, reach, lift the arm, shift your weight, pick up the back leg, what's the glute squeeze in, lower the back leg, body comes vertical, straighten the front leg. And breathe a sigh of relief. So just coming back to our squat position that we started off at the beginning, just out of interest, come back down and just see if it feels any different, any looser, any easier to be down there. Shifting from side to side. A little bit easier. And then come straight down to your 90-90 position And again, you're just seeing if it's a little bit easier to sink, especially so that leg that's internally rotated. Can you sit the glute down on that side? And you get your butt touching? And the answer is now, I can. Switch sides, see if it feels any easier. So this is my rubbish side. No, it's not, I shouldn't call it rubbish. Slightly less awesome side. Can you sit your butt down on that side as well? Are you more upright? And the answer might be a resounding no. But I definitely am, a lot easier. And then we're going to come down onto our side for our pretzel. So usual story, the top leg bends up, bottom hand grabs hold, bottom ankle, pull the bottom leg back. So find that hip flexor stretch and then open out to the side. Breathe into it. And trying to get the back shoulder and the foot to the floor. But it's a journey, not a destination. If they're already, good for you. Not jealous in the slightest. Just holding for a few more breaths. I had an extra minute or so left this morning for this one. And sometimes, especially for me, it takes me a while to relax into it. Now I can speak to you, you've got my breath back. And then slowly release and we'll switch to the other side. Same again, top leg, bottom ankle, pull the bottom leg back, opening the chest out. So you could probably hear my breath change. So if I'm not the most flexible person. I'm more stiff than the average bear, you could say. So I have to work quite a lot on my flexibility rather than my mobility. I'm built more for strength. So when I get into this position, my body goes panic, panic, panic. So the breathing's really important. If you're bendy and this is easy for you, breathing's probably okay. But you want to control your breath. And then once you've got that under control and you're a little bit more relaxed into it, you can use the exhale to see if you can invite your body to go that little bit further. And hey presto, we have touchdown. And then slowly release. Don't let your leg twang, you know, it's not allowed. Oh, well done, chaps. That was epic. Well, it was for me. How was it for you? We all okay. I like a thumbs up. That's always a good start. Happy smiley faces. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a good Monday. See you later.